I'm so excited you are here. Hello and welcome to this training on how to communicate with thousands in minutes without stressing yourself. I promise you, you are going to have a really transformational time. You will learn a lot of things that will totally change the way you live your life and set you up, for success by the grace of God in communicating with people at a broader and wider scale. So let's jump right into the training. Now, my name is Doris Idaho, and for over 20 years, I've been helping professionals, hundreds of professionals, to identify their God-given mission, to outline business and career goals that help them to fulfill it, and to systematically acquire the skills and the expertise to stand out and achieve their dreams. I'm a consultant, a pastor, an entrepreneur with my clients, including many of the major international organizations like the World Bank, the World Health Organization, UNDP, USAID, EU, and so many others, working with over 100 public institutions to institutionalize various human resource and management systems that help them to function effectively. But by far, my greatest joy is in helping others to find their purpose in life and to discover their uniqueness, the unique potentials for which God has created in them, and to activate that potential, that inner giant that they have, so that they can fulfill divine purpose. So today we are looking at communicating. Why communicate? Why do we need to communicate with one person, with 10 people, or with 1,000 people? There's a lot we can achieve through communication. As a matter of fact, I typically train my students or tell people that communication skills is arguably the most important skill you can get as a human being. Literally everything we do in life involves communication. Just imagine the day you were born, for instance. What was the first thing you did? You communicated. Every newborn baby cries. That's the first thing they do. As soon as they get into the world, they are like, hey, where am I? They just came out from a traumatic experience, and they are like confused, and there's cold, there's different atmosphere, and the first thing they do is they open their lungs and let it out, and they cry out, and that alerts somebody, that's inform somebody that there's a new baby in town, and the baby wants attention. So from that day on, we start to communicate. We start to communicate, whether verbally or non-verbally, what we want. Okay, that's one of the most critical skills that we have, and we exercise it on a daily basis. So whether you are a business person, you are a professional, if you are a person in ministry, whatever it is you are doing, you want to communicate with somebody, with an audience, to influence them in one direction or the other. If you're a business person, for instance, you want to communicate with clients and make them understand these products or services that you are providing, so that they can patronize you and bring money in your direction. If you are a pastor, you want to communicate with people so that they will recognize the need for salvation and give their life to Christ. If you're an influencer, you want to communicate with people so that they can go in the direction you want to influence them. If you're a boss, you want to communicate with your team so that they understand the vision of the organization or of the department, and they can align themselves with it and support you to achieve it. So no matter your roles, we have different caps. As a mom, you want to communicate with your children so that they understand what life is about, they understand good behavior, and they are able to grow up to become better humans. So whatever caps we wear, we communicate with people. So communication is really, really important. And that's why we are here, because every time we need people to take action, you have to communicate to them. And when you communicate, you is a way of influencing them to take action in the direction of your desire. So growing up, one of my biggest weaknesses was communication. Despite how important it is, I grew up a really shy and timid person. It was so difficult for me to have conversations with people, particularly strangers. Many times when I'm in the room, I feel like maybe I should go under the table or something. So it was a really difficult time for me. And but I knew that I wanted to be seen. I knew that I wanted to be heard. I knew that knew deep inside that I was made for something more. I was made for something greater to achieve purpose. And I really wanted to have that skill so that I can be able to make the impact that I knew I was made for. However, I kept grappling, with inner negative self-talk, doubts that impacted on my confidence, and my ability to show the gift that I was made of. And maybe that is your story today. There's so many people suffering from one aspect of shyness, timidity, or lack of confidence, and that is limiting your ability to communicate. So I struggled hard to overcome it. It was my lifelong goal to be able to shake off that inhibition, to be able to shake off that shyness, that fear, that timidity, and to open my throat and speak out in confidence. When I see people who can speak so confidently, I admire them and I want to be like them, but I was not. But it took a long time of struggle and struggle to overcome it. That process led me through a really long but deliberate journey to set a goal for myself in terms of developing my public speaking skills, establish a public speaking club, worked on myself over the years. And by the grace of God, now I've reached a point where I can stand before people at different levels in the society. I've been in presidential meetings. I've trained ministers and people in high positions. I've been in market women's meetings. At all levels of society. I can talk to one person, I can talk to 1,000 people or even 1,000,000 people if you put me on that stage. Okay, I've reached that point where I am now able to come in. I'm not perfect yet, but I have grown so much that I can now communicate to a very good extent, to a large range of audiences. So now in the arena, in more recent times, I ventured into entrepreneurship, and in the arena of business, I have so many dreams that I want to achieve, accomplish, so many dreams, much to be done. And all of this requires an ability to communicate at a whole new level. Different arenas require different skills and scale of communication. And in this digital era, digital communication, the ability to communicate digitally is critical. Before the COVID, we were going in this direction, but after the COVID or from COVID time, we've been on jet speed in digital communication. Now the world is so advanced, in communication. There's so many things out there that can help you to be able to communicate better. So we're now in business. I was wondering, how do I do this? How do I reach out to my customers? How do I get them to see my products and my services? And that was where I was. How do I get my message, my vision, my plans as an entrepreneur to a global audience? And that was a big deal for me. That was a big issue to be conquered. So again, that's probably your story. Maybe you are an entrepreneur, or you are a pastor, or you are a parent, or just somebody with a mission, and you have a story and you know that the world needs to hear it, but you probably are wondering how to communicate it to them. So in my quest, have been able to discover a new tool or technique that can help me to message people, not just in numbers, in units, like sending messages one on one, but now I'm now able to send messages to thousands of people. Okay, so with long years of research and and findings and investment in trainings. After many years of investment in trainings, in coaching programs, in mentorship programs, reading up, researching, testing, practicing, I was able to discover a secret tool or technique that helps me now to be able to communicate with people at a whole new level. And this technique is on WhatsApp. Okay, so normally before now, when you want to send messages to people, you just forward, you keep forwarding, you forward, maybe you want to send message, for instance, you want to send message to 1,000 people. You will have to forward. WhatsApp only allows you to forward messages one person at a time, and you can only forward to 5 people before you send. It won't allow you to do more than that because of anti-spam. It wants to regulate spamming. So you can forward to 5, select 5 people, send. Select 5 people, send. Select 5 people, send. Imagine how much time that would take. For you to send to 1,000 persons, you have to select 1,000 persons and you have to send 200 times. Okay, because after every 5 you are sending, so 200 times. Imagine how many hours that will take from you. So just compare that with the other option. When you use this new tool or technique, now you can create a broadcast list where you put in all these people, and it takes usually about 256 people in one list. So in 4 lists, you have over 1,000 people, and then you send that same message 1, 2, 3, 4. Just 4 times, and it goes to 1,000 people. Instead of selecting 1,000 names, you just 4 clicks and you are communicating with 1,000 people. Wow, this was revolutionary for me. It totally transformed my life. It transformed the way I did things. I was now able to communicate with people at a level I never thought I could. Now, for my messaging to be really effective, I needed 3 things to be aligned. Number one was the tool, which is the WhatsApp broadcast feature. So I now knew about the WhatsApp broadcast. I knew about the possibility of broadcasting messages to multiples of people, thousands of people at a time. So I had that tool, and that was great. But that was not all. I needed 2 other things to make it really effective and to start to get results from that effort. The second thing I needed was scripts, good scripts. Now, scripts are the messages that you send, and this is really important, and I need you to pay attention. Now, the messages you send to people are very important, and there's science. There's a lot of studies and research that proves the effectiveness of different types of messages. Now, it's important if you are somebody that communicates with people, maybe as part of your day-to-day job, your ministry, or just as a human, just saying hi to friends or family. It's important to understand the value of the choice of words that you use to communicate. Being able to express yourself, it's really very important. And many times, some of us may or may not have those abilities or those skills. And even when you do, there's always room for growth. Okay, there's always room for growth. Now, this is really well researched in terms of the use of words. There are some words, for instance, that are called power words that can help people, that can provoke certain emotions in people and make them take action. So scripting is really important, ensuring that you have the right script with the right kinds of words, power words, emotion words, and different other psychological triggers that can make people understand you better, evoke certain kinds of emotions in them when they are reading your message, and help them to, or move them to take action in the direction you desire. So the right script is also very important, and I had to get it. I had to do more research, get more training, understood communication and messaging to get the exact right script that helps me to get the reaction I want from my audience per time. The third thing that is really important is the audience. Now, many of you already may have audiences. Some of you already have platforms that gives you audiences. We were talking the other time, and some said you work in maybe NGOs and you deal with young people or community leaders or church members. So some of you already have audiences, and all you need to do is create the broadcast list for these audiences. For others, you may not particularly have an audience that you are communicating with. So you need to create an audience. Okay, you need to create an audience. Some who already have audiences may want to create more audience. So maybe you are a pastor already, or you are a professional, and maybe you are a supervisor and you already have your department as your audience that regularly receives communications from you. But you want to create other audiences. For instance, you want to start a new business and be able to provide services or goods to a whole new set of audience, a client or a set of clients that you can start to provide goods or services for. So you are constantly creating new audiences for different things. Maybe tomorrow you may want to do a fundraising drive for your church. So you want to create a bigger audience out there of anyone that is interested in maybe investing in youth development for a youth program in church or in the community. Okay, so these are new audiences that we may want to create from time to time. And it is important to understand how to create those audiences, how to identify who those audiences are, and how to bring them, attract them to you so that you start to message them. They become part of the thousands of people that you message and influence in the direction you want them to go. Is that exciting already? Okay. So when I had my big break and I got these three and they aligned, I now had my tool, I had great messages, I now had audiences to communicate to. That was a huge deal for me. And immediately I started using broadcast lists. I created broadcast lists literally for everything I do. You know, I wear multiple caps. I'm a pastor. I serve in the church as mother of the church, as a pastor in the church, as committee members, committee heads for different programs and activities. So I have different broadcast groups for different groups, even in the church. As a business person, as an entrepreneur, I do trainings, I do coaching programs. So I have different broadcast groups for different coaching programs that I do, different trainings that I do to message those who are interested. I have a team of people that work with me, staff and volunteers that work with me. I have broadcast groups for them. I have colleagues, I have friends, family, and general broadcast groups. So literally, I started creating broadcast groups for the different types of audiences that I interface with. So that has really transformed the way I communicate. Instead of sending 20, 30, 50, 100 messages per day, I just send two or three, and it goes to that 100 persons. It goes to the same 100 persons, or one or two, and it goes to even 300 persons. That's amazing. That's amazing. So, with all that aligned, I started getting responses from people. It activated my communication, my relationship with people, and I started interacting, getting constant interactions, within my sphere and influencing them. And soon enough, I started attracting the income that I desired. People noticed my services. I became front in mind of people because they were constantly being updated with the things I was doing, with the services I was providing, and money started to flow. Okay, so I had discovered the secret. After many years of struggle, of learning, I discovered the secret, and that has totally transformed the way I do things and my business and my life, frankly. Okay, so if you've been struggling, this is probably why. Maybe you haven't gotten a breakthrough like this. Maybe you have been struggling with sending messages, sometimes not even knowing the right message to send, who to send it to, or how to send it to them, and it's been causing a lot of issues and struggles in your life. Then this is for you. Today, you will learn something that is totally going to transform your life and give you the joy that you crave, the relief you crave. Okay, so when I discovered this, I realized that there's so many people I could help with this skill. So whenever I see friends or colleagues forward messages to me and I see that they are just manually forwarded messages, then I ask them, because I receive messages from so many people. Some people are sharing daily scriptures, some people are sharing motivational messages or different announcements or information. So I started asking them, how do you share message? Do you forward it to everybody? Or do you know about broadcast lists? And I discovered that many of them didn't know about it. So what did I do? I did a video. I recorded myself creating one and showing them how to do it. And I shared it as a free gift, to pastors, my pastor friends, my pastors as well, and my colleagues, my different people, family, friends. I started sharing it to everyone to save their time so that they can experience the kinds of transformation that I experienced. And it was transformational. There was a total change. Everyone was happy about the difference it made in their life. It saved them so much time, saved them money, because you spend a lot of time. Time is money, by the way, and you also spend even more data with all that manual forwarding, and it was 10,000 1,000 times more effective in so many ways. It simplified their lives, eased their time, gave them freedom to focus on more important things. So it was truly transformational. Okay, but despite all of this, I realized after some time that there were still many out there who had no clue, zero clue about this tool. Many are still forwarding messages every single day, wasting vital time that they could have been using for many meaningful things in their lives, wasting time forwarding messages. So after sending to so many friends, I discovered that, well, there's still a lot out there, a lot of people out there, friends, strangers, who have no clue about this tool. And because of that, it's costing them their most precious resource, which is time. So that is why we decided to bring you this opportunity so that you too can learn and understand this secret that is transforming the lives of many. So our mission in School of Impact is to enlighten, educate, and empower. And that is in line with our Vision 2025 project, which seeks to achieve three key targets. Number one is to win 1,000,000 souls by December 2025, to win 1,000,000 souls. Number two, to grow our network to 1,000,000 members. And number three, to earn $1,000,000. So in doing this, our core mission is to enlighten people, to educate and empower people. And that's why we are sharing this with you, so that you can be educated, enlightened, and finally empowered to do better. So today we want to share these secret tools so that you can be empowered to take control of your life. You see this superhero guy looking really with a new cloak, ready to fly. Now you can be empowered to fly and to take off in your communication skills, in your ability to influence people, to move people to action in so many ways and in so many directions, simply because you are acquiring this new skill today that will totally transform your life. So who is this for? This is for you if you are an entrepreneur. It's ideal for entrepreneurs. If you have a business you are running, you have goods or products or services that you want to spread or share with a broader audience, this training is for you. If you are a professional, maybe you are the head of a department, or you work in a department, or you lead a team, or you run an organization, okay, or you interface with community members, with a target population that you communicate with on a regular basis, this training is for you. It will help to streamline those messaging that you often have to send to stakeholders and help you to be more efficient and more up to date with communication at a mass level. If you are a person in ministry, you are a pastor, and you head a congregation, or you are a department head and you have teams that you communicate to regularly, this is for you. This is going to really save your life and give you, save you a lot of headaches. And yes, when I say save your life, I mean it, because your time is your life. So if it's saving your time, it's saving your life. So it's really going to help you a whole lot. If you're an influencer, you want to influence people by your lifestyle, by sharing motivational messages to them, this is really cool tool that will help you to be far more effective in influencing people positively. And for all individuals who want to build and maintain strong relationships with their audience, save time, and achieve your goals more efficiently, this training is for you. If you want to increase engagement with people, communicate with people often, or you want to expand your sales, or you want success generally in your career or business, this is for you. So if you are one of these, it's really important that you pay close attention to this training. Okay, so I need you to get a quiet place, get a paper, and remove every distraction from your environment. In short, if you have kids, tell them, do not disturb me for the next 15 or so minutes, because I'm really learning something really important. So no distractions whatsoever until you finish this training. I promise you it's going to transform your life. And if you stay with us till the end of this training, we have some gifts for you. First, you are going to get the free PowerPoints to this webinar and some other freebies that we will have for you, and some amazing bonuses for you when you take action at the end. You will also get the free video for the broadcast list itself, creating the broadcast list, so you can watch it 1,000 times if you like and fully understand and start to utilize it so that you can transform your life. So are you ready? Are you ready? Now, if you are ready, just type, I'm ready. I'm ready. Type it, I'm ready. Okay? I'm ready. Great. So that we can really get started with transformation. So what are broadcast lists and how can they benefit you? Now, there are so many benefits you can get from sending messages through broadcast lists. The first one is that it is time saving. See, let me tell you, your time is, for me, particularly as I approach the mid-century point of my life. I'm almost 50 years, and that's half a century. That's half a century. I mean, with each passing day, I am more conscious, I understand the value of time. And I'm really so grateful because so many people who are far younger than I have gone. So with each passing day, I value life. I value the time I am given. So time saving is a huge deal for me. The older I get, the more precious time is to me. Because with each passing day, and regardless, some of you may be really young, and I'm going to say something that will scare you a bit, but it's really important for you to take note. I was watching a training, not a training, it was a message, a preaching, a pastor in the US, one really lovely female pastor, I've forgotten her name, and she gave a really powerful word. And she said something that really touched me. She said that when you are young, you think you have time, but you may not. You may not. You think that youth is not by age. She redefined youth. And she said youthfulness, when you think you are young, it's not really the number of your age. So she said, if you are, it's more dependent on the time you have on earth. So she said that, for instance, and I pray that's not your portion, if you have 30 years to live on earth and you are 28, you think you are young, you still have, a lot of years. You still have your life ahead of you. Unknown to that person has just 2 more years. You are actually old. You are in your old age. That was a really scary thing to me. And it made me to know the fragility of age. So many young people, they are 18, they are 16. They feel, we are just starting life. No, some of them are just ending life. And they don't know. So time is too precious. is so precious. Whether you are 12 or you are 65, time is very precious because you don't know how long you have. So anything that can save you time, if you waste my time, one of the most annoying and painful thing to me is time wasting. If you waste my time, it is too annoying to me. I try my best to be very efficient with the way I use my time. So anything that can save my time is a big deal. Is a big deal because it helps you to be able to free up a large part of your time and achieve so much more from your life than what you would have achieved if you had been wasting time forwarding messages one by one. So time saving is a big deal. That time you saved, you can use it to do something more important, to make more, to win more souls for Christ, to make more money, to help more people, to impact more people, to relax and enjoy your life, to enjoy your family, to understand your children, your spouse, to build your relationship. So it can make a lot of difference in your life. So one of the key benefits is that it saves your time. Another benefit is that it helps you to build stronger relationships with people. So for me, for instance, I love people, I love my friends, my family, but I'm a very busy person. I'm very mission focused, and I do a lot in the career arena, in the professional arena, in the spiritual arena, in the secular world. I'm in different committees, different platforms. So I'm so busy. So it is often so difficult for me to keep in touch with people. Many of my friends, my childhood friends, I had lost them. I had lost those relationships. I had lost contacts with them. Family members, cousins that we were really so close growing up, I had lost those relationships because of too much to do. Life happens. Everybody goes in different directions, and there's always so much to do. And it's often so hard to keep in touch. But this broadcast list has totally transformed that for me. Now I can put people in different broadcast lists according to category. Maybe all my cousins or family members in one. I could, for instance, send them a message on a weekly basis, and it goes to every one of them. And all of a sudden, people who were not hearing from me for 5 years, sometimes 5 years at a time, they would not hear from me. Now they are now hearing from me on a weekly basis, because with one click of the button, I can send to 1,000 of them, and they get it directly from me as a private message from me to them. How amazing. And then they respond. They are like, oh, thank you. People always thank me. Thank you. You are always checking on me. And they have no idea that, yes, I do have them in mind. Yes, but I am now able to reach them more easily through a broadcast list. Okay, so now I'm able to connect with people that I truly love and want to connect with. So it's building stronger relationships with the people that I know. Okay, so many other things. You can targeted messages. You can send targeted messages to different groups of people based on who they are. You can segment them based on different things. For instance, based on interest, you can segment them based on interest. You can segment them based on their location or different things, and then you can send targeted messages to them that they will start to respond to, that will help them to really understand and know you, and respond to your messaging. Okay, so these are so many benefits that you can get. Okay, so you can all it's also cost effective. It's cost effective compared to the traditional channels of sending out messages. Broadcast lists can be really time saving and cost effective, and it increases the reach. So now you can be chatting or messaging hundreds and thousands of people instead of just messaging 10 or 20 and you are tired because you have more important things to do. Now you can broaden your reach and expand your audience. And the best part of it is that you can keep expanding your audience. So from thousands, you can go to tens of thousands, and from tens of thousands, you can literally go to a million with broadcast lists. Okay, so the goal here is to reclaim your life while achieving more. So you achieve more by doing less. You do less, but you achieve so much more. You get back your life, because what would have taken you 1 hour to do, you can now do in 1 minute, literally. So you get back your life. You have claimed back 59 minutes of your life that you can use to relax or do something more important. So you achieve more with less time. So let's look at a few case studies. These are some actual stories of a small business owner in the fashion industry that used broadcast lists, to send their products, to members, different clients, So whenever she gets, she sells these dresses, really nice, lovely fashion products, and whenever she's ordering them, she's already sending the pictures through broadcast lists to her clients in their different segments. So maybe you have your female clients in one broadcast, your male clients in another, and you send the female products to the female client broadcast and the male products to the male client broadcast, and you get them instantly interested and they start to order. So that was how she sold out all her products, using the broadcast list to share this information on a timely basis with a large number of clients. And the second case study is a non-profit organization that wanted to send updates and news about their programs to supporters. So they created a broadcast list, and by doing so, they were able to raise awareness on the causes that they championed and increase donations by more than 50% in just 1 year. And the third case study is an individual who used broadcast lists to communicate updates on a journey, on a program, and just keep sending updates. Oh, this is where I am, sending pictures, and everyone is receiving it at a time, as individual message from you, even though you are sending it once, but 10 people or 100 people will receive it as a private message from you. That's amazing. So in all of these case studies, they show how broadcast lists can be used by a variety of individuals, businesses, and organizations to achieve different goals, from increasing sales to raising awareness to staying connected with loved ones. So the benefits of using broadcast lists are not limited to just one industry, but can be applied by anyone looking to improve their communication and achieve your goal. Are you happy? Okay, so to move on, 3 secrets to using broadcast lists effectively. Number one, personalization. So create personalized messages that resonate with your audience. One size does not fit all. Like I said, there is a science to it. So there are some ideal words and terms and addresses that you can use. And besides, the message that you use, for instance, for your close friends is not the same kinds of frame words that you would use for people who are less close to you, or who are less formal with you. Okay, so personalization is really important, and with broadcast lists you can create these different groups that cater to the different levels of relationships. Number two, consistency. So to be effective, communicate effectively, you have to be consistent. You send message, you don't just send message once and then go to sleep. You have to send messages on a regular basis. Okay, so it pays to schedule it. You can use a scheduler to schedule when you send message, or at least you have something that helps you to know. Either some people send on a daily basis, some send once a week, some 2 or 3 times a week, or once a month. But the most important thing is that whatever your chosen interval, you are consistent. So people now start to expect these messages from you, particularly when they are of value, of quality to them. And that brings us to the third secret. It has to be of value. So the messages, the things you send through broadcast should be valuable to your audience. Provide value with every message that you send. Your audience is giving you their time. So whenever they see a message come from you, they should be prompted that, wow, this person is sending me a message, it must be good. There must be something good. Either you are sending a joke that will lighten up their day and give them, the stress reliever that they want, that they need, or you are sharing a cool tip that will help them save money, do things better, or educate them on an issue, or you are just motivating and inspiring them, or blessing their life, or praying for them, or greeting them, just connecting. But it's not, you can't just greet them every day. You need to have something of value that you are giving to them, something that enriches their life so that they always look forward to your message. So these are really important for your broadcast list to be effective. Now, some practical tips for using broadcast list. Number one, do not use gendered pronouns. So, for instance, to say hello, ma'am, unless that broadcast list is all female, or hello, sir, unless that broadcast list is all male, and maybe all of the males there are the people you can address as sir. Okay, otherwise, just use something neutral like hello, and I'll show you something that you can do to warm it up, because normally maybe you're using hello for a really senior person, you don't just say hello. So it's good to add something like an emoji, so that it can warm it up. The second thing, we'll get to that in a moment too. So only add people who have saved your name. This is really important for broadcast lists. Now, with WhatsApp broadcast list, anybody who doesn't have your name, your number saved on their phone will not get a broadcast message from you. Now, if you save my name on your phone and I don't have your number, I didn't save your name. Maybe you got my name from my number from somewhere and you have it saved on your phone, but I don't have your number and I don't have your name saved on my phone. You may add me on your phone in your broadcast list, but when you send a message to me, I won't see it because I don't have you saved. So I must save you back before I can see your broadcast list. You must have me saved and I must have you saved before I can get your broadcast list. So that is really important. It's really important. So when you are making those connections with potential clients, with potential team members, or people that you will be sending broadcast messages to, always make sure that they save your number on their phone, that they save your number. So always emphasize, please save my number and confirm to me that you've saved my number. Make sure that you confirm that, because otherwise you may have their names on your broadcast and you may send them message and you will see it. When you send them message, it looks like you have sent it to them. You will see it in your chat to them, but they will not see it from their end. So they have to be saved. The two directions have to be saved. You will save their name, they will save your name and your number before you can transmit via broadcast. Okay, so that's really important. Then number three, use in conjunction with Microsoft Swift keyboard. This is a special keyboard. Many of you just use your default keyboard in your phone. Let me tell you one secret of life, one secret I use. I hardly use default. I hardly use default. In almost everything I use, many times when the manufacturers manufacture something, they manufacture it with a default setting. That's what we call, for those of you who may not understand the meaning of default, they manufacture it with a set of settings that is called default setting. That is the factory made, the way they made it from the factory and sent it to you. Many people just buy their phones, put SIM card and start to use it with default settings. That's totally, it's going to cost you a lot. It costs you a lot of time and money. It's going to eat up your data. It's going to waste your time because you are not customizing. So you need to customize it. There is a way you can customize your apps in your phone that will save you a huge chunk of data, because there's so many background processes that are taking place in your phone as you are turning on your data every day, that is eating up your data. So you need to turn those things off. So there's so many settings that you need to adjust to save you time, save you energy. Even the arrangement of the icons on your phone, many people leave it as default. No, I don't. There's nothing default in my life. I'm intentional about my life. Everything I do is deliberate. So I don't leave it, oh, this is the way the manufacturer did it, so let me use it like that. No, nobody will make a decision for me. I make a decision working with God for my life because I know the mission that God has sent me to achieve. So I customize everything. The apps I use more often, I move it to where I can easily locate it with one click. Some people click 4 times before they locate one app that they use every day. And you click 4 times every day. 20 times a day, you are clicking 4 times to locate that app. Why don't you move it to a place where with one click you locate it? I mean, this is for another training. So this third thing is Microsoft Swift Key. This is a special keyboard that you can download on Google Play or what do you call the iPhone Play Store, where you can download it on your phone, on your Android phone or your iPhone, so that you can now have that Swift key, and it has some special characteristics that helps you to save some messages. So if you are copying and pasting or you are sending messages to multiple people, you can literally copy 50 things and be pasting them one by one. You don't have to go here, copy, come here, paste, go here, copy, come here, paste, go here, copy, you have it all copied, pasted and pinned in your Swift keyboard. So you just come here, paste, 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 paste. It is a time saver. So use in conjunction with Microsoft Swift Key. And if you're interested in that, I also have a free video for you that you can watch for how you can install it and start to use it to save your life, literally. Okay, so if you're interested, just click that I'm interested in the Microsoft, just type that I'm interested in the Microsoft Swift keyboard and I will send it to you. Okay, then fourthly, practical tips: segment your audience and create different broadcast lists for them, for the different audiences. So for instance, by connection, you can create broadcast lists by connections. So for instance, you have maybe a football team, maybe you do Saturday football as your recreation, and you have a football gang, some of your friends, old boys club, that you go and play football together. You can have a broadcast list for that. So Saturday morning, you're like, hey guys, what's up? When are we meeting at the sports field? Okay. So, and then you have another one for colleagues. Obviously, you're not going to say, hey guys, for colleagues. There's something more formal you will use to address them. So based on connections, some people are really close to you, casual friends. Some others are more formal relationships, and you don't address them casually. Others, it could be maybe you are a pastor, you have different departments, you have the ministers forum, you have general announcements to church members, so you create a general broadcast list for church members, you create another broadcast list for your core ministers. Maybe you are a women leader, you create a women's broadcast list, and you have the general one, and you have the children's teachers broadcast list. So you have different lists for the different connections of people that you work with or you deal with. Okay, also based on interest. So for instance, maybe you are an entrepreneur. Like for me, I do trainings, different trainings. I have career seminars, we have business trainings, we have some spiritual trainings, so, and I usually put out adverts and then getting people who are interested. So people who are interested, they register and say, hey, I'm interested in this training, like you registered for this training, this broadcast list training. So now you are in a community, in a group on WhatsApp, and I also have added you to my broadcast list. So I'm adding you based on your interests. So you can create broadcast lists based on interest. Those who are interested in money making webinar or seminar, those who are interested in career advancement training or CV writing training, okay, so or they want to buy clothes or shoes or bags, you can segment your audience based on their interests. Okay, and then based on location, you can segment your audience also based on location. For instance, for me, I have general broadcast lists. I have about 5 general broadcast lists, which comes up to a total of over 1,000 people, because you have a maximum of 256 people that you can add to one broadcast list. And after that one, then you have to create another one and another one and another one to send to more people. So if you want to send to 1,000 people, you need about 4 broadcast lists. Okay, so you just click 4 times and it goes to 1,000 people. Okay, great. So I have about 5 general broadcast lists. So when I want to send general messages that are applicable to everybody, for instance, the whole world experiences the new year around the same time. Yes, we may not all be on the same time zone, and we may enter maybe a few hours before or after each other, but generally within a 24-hour period, everybody has entered the new year and we are still saying Happy New Year. Okay, so you want to say Happy New Year, it's to a global audience. So you send, or Happy New Week or whatever, it's to a global audience. So I can send that through my general broadcast. But I live in Liberia and we have our Liberian holidays. So for instance, if there is the Independence Day, which is July 26th, now I want to send Happy 26th to people on July 26th. I won't do that in my general broadcast. I won't be sending it to 1,000 people all over the world. No, I'm only sending it to those in my Liberian broadcast list. So I have Liberian broadcast list where I have all the Liberian residents in my phone saved. I created separate broadcast lists for them so that when we have special Liberia related information, maybe a public holiday or a local, maybe a security situation that you want to broadcast, or a special deal that is available, business deal that is available only to those residents in Liberia. So you now send. So you can segment your broadcast list based on location. Great. So you use emojis. So this was what I was talking. Use emojis to make your messages warmer. So the people who are listening or reading your message, now there's a difference in communicating digitally as opposed to physical communication. When communicating physically, is a lot easier because people can see you, they can hear you, they can see when you smile, they hear the smile in your voice. It warms up the message, it adds to the interpretation of the message you are conveying. But when you are communicating digitally via text, they are not seeing your face, they don't know the tone. Some words may appear harsher when they are being read as opposed to when they are being spoken. So you want to use emojis to warm it up. So you use a smiling emoji, a love emoji, a dancing emoji to show people you are excited. So use emojis to make your messages come alive, and really make the impact you want it. Use a variety of media as well. Use text messages, pictures, share pictures, voice notes. You can do a voice note directly to the broadcast list, and 1,000 people get a voice note from you. Okay, you can do videos, but when doing that voice note, you have to be a little bit more careful because you have to really be perfect. Do it very well with little or no errors so that you are sending it out to 1,000 people. But it's amazing when 1,000 people get voice notes from you. It's amazing. So you can do that on broadcast lists, and you can send videos. So send a variety of media so that people hear you, in different medium. It makes it more interesting, it makes it fresh, and it helps them to be more engaged with you. It's not just text all the time. Sometimes it's picture, sometimes it's video. So it's less boring, it's more exciting and more impactful. Okay, so I'm going to show you live in just a few minutes how you can start to use broadcast lists to enrich your life. You can actually start to use it now in a few minutes. The video itself for how to install the broadcast list is just about 9 minutes. So we're going to watch it now to see how you can start to use it to enrich your life, and you will have lifetime access to watching this video as it goes. So I'm going to shorten it with this particular video, but in the actual video you will have the full video and get the full benefits.
Hello, I want to show you how to create a broadcast list for your WhatsApp so that you will be able to communicate to many people at a time. Normally, when you are working with WhatsApp and you
The
have
volume
to
is a
send a
little low.
message to many people, say 10 people, 20 people, 100 people, 1,000 people, WhatsApp will only allow you to forward 5 messages at a time, to forward to 5 people at a time. So you can only forward to 5 people or 5 groups at a time. That means that you have to forward, 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 forward
So
before you
it
are
saves
able
your
to
time.
cover
So
a
let's
country.
move on
This
a
is how
bit.
you
You
do
will
it.
have
You know,
more
this is
time
the
to
first
watch it.
page
So this is how
in
you do
of
it.
your WhatsApp, and you see the
In
three
WhatsApp, you
dots
see the
by
three
the top
dots.
right. You just click
You
on
click
it.
on it.
You have a drop down menu. Now
Mm-hmm.
if you want to create a new WhatsApp chat room
You
where
will get this
everybody will
video
go
as
in
a
one group
separate
and they will see
video
all the
as a
messages in one
bonus to
group,
this
you
training.
click on new group. But that's not what we are doing now. We want to
Okay.
create a new
So
broadcast
you can
because
create
we
a new
want to be able
broadcast
to
with
send
this
it to them
button, and then
individually,
you
not
now
just to
start
put
to
it in one
add.
group. For instance, if you are a
So you
pastor, you want to create a broadcast list for your congregation members so that when you have
so you
cast,
start to
let me
add
just
people. So let me
randomly
just
your
pull.
contact list.
Let's
So
just
they must be
skip
on your
it.
contact
So
list. So
again, you start
you
to add
must have
people.
you must
So
they must
now
have saved your number
I've
in
added
their
about
phone. So
17
once you do that, you click
recipients.
on the so this is a new week. I just want to
So 17
say
recipients, and now I'm
um,
typing a
good
message to all of
morning,
them. So this is a
and
new
I put
week.
a smiley face just to make it warm.
Okay.
You know,
So you see the
I
emoji
just
just to make
say
it
good
warm.
morning, and I put a smiling
You don't say good
face
morning, sir.
to make the greeting warm. I don't want to say sir or ma unless I did it for male and female. I don't
Okay,
want
so
to
you send a
say each of the
message, and then
person in
when
the
you
new
send it, it
broadcast.
goes
This
to
is the
all of
test
them,
broadcast
and
now.
then they
You see
start to
one person has
respond.
already answered, Jessie Austin. You know, she received the broadcast. Good morning, how are you this new week? And she said, good morning, ma, I'm fine, and you? Then I
Okay,
can now
so
respond to her to say, I am great. So each of them will respond individually, and then you will now start private chatting with each of them as they
okay.
respond to
So
your
once they
broadcast.
respond,
So
then you
this
start to
broadcast will
private
remain
chat
like this.
them,
Tomorrow if I want to send
and
another message, I just click, I just type,
and you can
type
keep sending
and
to them.
press.
So let's pause it for now. So now this is simply in a few minutes how to create that broadcast list that can transform your life. In just a few minutes, you create it, and it saves you years of your life, and it improves your relationship, it brings you money, it helps you to achieve your goal. Okay, so you will get the full video of this as a separate bonus to this training so that you can play that one separately and use it to create your broadcast list and understand how it works. So let's move on. So this is a practical session where you can actually pause the video and create your broadcast list. But we will just, so you are at liberty to pause and create your broadcast list, or you complete the video and then come back and create it using the other video of the broadcast list. So remember, I told you needed, for your broadcast list to be really effective, you needed three things to be in place. Number one, you needed the tool, which is the know-how, the knowledge of how to use broadcast lists. And we have given that to you now. Number two, you need the script, which is the right message in the right tone with the right keywords that will move your audience in the direction you want them to go. And that is really important to make your broadcast messaging effective. And then number three, the audience. Some of you already have a set of audience you are communicating with, but you would want to expand it to other audiences, either enlarge your current audience or create new audiences. Some of you may not even have audience and you want to create audience. Maybe you want to start an online business and build an audience where you can sell or your goods or your services, your digital products or services to them. Okay, so that is, we arm you. We can also arm you with the tools you need to understand and learn how to create those audiences. Okay, so wrapping up, we have given you what you need, at least as it relates to the broadcast list creation, to be able to climb up that ladder and go all the way to the top. However, like we said, there is a need for two other components to make it really effective, and that is the script and the audiences, so that you really now make it start to work for you and give you the results you want. So what's next for you as we round up this training? For some of you, you have learned so much today and you are fine with what you have. You now understand how to create broadcast lists and how to start to message people thousands at a time within minutes. However, and you're fine. I mean, you have learned a lot and you are fine by yourself. You want to just go on and start to implement and achieve results. Congratulations. However, you may sometimes get it right, sometimes maybe not get it right, particularly with the scripting or with some of the features of using the broadcast list. And so, but you are fine generally with making your mistakes and learning by mistakes, trial and error. So you may be fine with the way you are, and that's okay if that's where you are. For others, you may need support. So you may be in option, you may need support. Maybe, yes, you have learned how to create the broadcast list, but you need help with creating scripts that will convert, as we say, that will really get your audience responding the way you want. You need help maybe with understanding some of the features of how to message people with the broadcast list or different aspects of it, or even with the audience. So you may still need additional support. So if you are in option A, you are fine. That's fine. Congratulations. If you are in option B and you still need support, I need you to type, I need your support. So just type, I need your support, so that I know that, yes, you do need further help, further coaching, further resources that will help you to be more effective with achieving your mission. Okay, so you can pause the video now and just type, I need your support. Okay, so thank you. So and there's something I want to introduce to you, and this is the ultimate WhatsApp messaging toolkit. It's an ebook that has done for you scripts for building relationships and saving time. So these are messages and scripts that I've learned and perfected over many years of research, thousands of dollars of investment in trainings, in digital marketing, trainings, mentorship, coaching programs, ebooks that I've bought and read, hours of learning and consuming and practicing and testing out different messages and understanding the ones that get the most benefit or reaction from the audience. So done for you scripts. I put all of this together, compiled it and enhanced it for different types of situations. For instance, it's a new month, it's a new year, it's a new week messages, happy Easter messages, happy birthday messages, prayers, different types of messages, motivational messages, that you can send to an audience. All of these have been compiled for you, that will help you, that you just need to copy and paste. This week or today, you just copy from the ebook and paste, and you're sending it, and you copy, you paste, and it's just transforming your life and helping, making people like you more, building what we call a know, like, and trust relationship with your audience. It helps them to know you more, to like you more, and to trust you more. These are done for you scripts that help you to build that relationship with your audience. So it has all those messages. It gives you secrets to how to send it, how to respond, how to get, the most out of it. So if you are interested in this ebook, then I have an offer, a special offer for you that is available only in the next 24 hours. So for the next 24 hours, normally an ebook of this worth would cost the regular price of this ebook is $27. But because we are doing a special promo, we are not going to sell it at that price. So we are offering it for you today for one time only offer for $9. So if you are buying it today in the next 24 hours, and this amount, this value is equivalent, so whatever your currency, if you are living in Nigeria, then just multiply it by the current exchange rate to get the naira value. If you are in Kenya, just multiply it by the current exchange rate to get the shilling value, and wherever you are, so you just with the equivalent in currency. So we are only offering it for the next 24 hours at $9 for you, so that you can benefit from it. And you are a quick action taker, and you take action, and you pay for it within that time frame, you get a lot of bonuses in addition. So for some of you who are interested in getting a certificate for this training, you get a certificate when you pay for the ebook, because this training is free, and typically we don't give certificates for free trainings. But we can give you a certificate. We will give you a certificate if you invest in this ebook. Okay, and there are so many other free trainings you get. For instance, the Microsoft Suite key is also a bonus that you get when you buy this ebook, and coaching support with group coaching on messaging and communicating and influencing people. So there's so many bonuses you get just by that investment of $9. Now you've gotten all of this training and all of this knowledge and transformational information for free, but with a small investment you can get so much more that will totally transform your life. Okay, so this brings us to the end of this webinar, and if you have any questions, feel free to type your questions and we will reach out to you and attend to you. So just type your questions in the comments and I'll be happy to reach out to you and respond within 24 hours. And remember, you have 24 hours to buy the ebook to get the bonuses. If you don't buy it within 24 hours, after that time frame, it goes up back to the regular price of $27, and all of the bonuses go away. So you won't get the bonuses and it becomes 3 times more expensive. So thank you so much again for listening, for joining us, and I really look forward to hearing your stories, your transformation stories, for how the use of the broadcast list has transformed your life. And please feel free to always come back and share it with me, either via WhatsApp, Facebook, in any of my social media channels. I love to hear the results you are getting from the use of some of this knowledge that you are gaining. So share your story and we'll celebrate you. And also make sure you don't forget to take advantage of the one-time only offer of getting this ebook, the Done For You broadcast scripts, for just $9 within 24 hours or $27 after that. So thank you. God bless you.